in the heart of the Redmond Barrens, where dilapidated buildings stand as crumbling monuments to a bygone era, the forgotten remnants of society scrabble for survival. Gangs and syndicates vie for territory in a brutal turf war, while megacorporations, with their insatiable greed and callous disregard for human life, control the city's shadowy underbelly. Amidst this chaos, our trio of Shadowrunners emerges as both predators and prey in this dystopian theater. Sable Nightshade, the enigmatic human decker, is a master of the digital realm, manipulating the Matrix with her cyber deck and weaving webs of deceit through cyberspace. She's a product of the technological age, a ghostly figure in the digital shadows, known for her unparalleled hacking skills and her ability to uncover secrets that the megacorps desperately want to keep buried. Lirael Stormweaver, the elf mage, embodies the reawakening of magic in this harsh world. Her ethereal presence, adorned with eldritch tattoos, conceals a deep well of arcane power. She's haunted by visions of the astral plane and wields spells that bend reality itself, making her a living enigma in a city fueled by both technology and sorcery. Lirael navigates the arcane currents with both trepidation and awe. Her role as a Shadowrunner fueled by her desire to harness the newfound magic coursing through her veins. Gralk Bloodfist, the hulking Orc Street samurai, stands as a symbol of raw physicality and unyielding determination. His massive cyber-enhanced body bears the scars of countless battles. In this unforgiving urban wasteland, Gralk is the team's physical force, a living weapon forged in the crucible of relentless combat. His loyalty to his comrades is unwavering, and his expertise in close-quarters combat makes him the last line of defense when shadows turn into danger. These three disparate individuals, brought together by fate and the allure of wealth and power, exist on the fringes of a society teetering on the brink of collapse. Their stories are etched in the darkness, where every step they take carries them further into the labyrinthine depths of the Redmond Barrens and the world of Shadowrun, where the boundary between magic and technology is blurred and survival is a matter of wit, cunning, and the willingness to embrace the shadows. The team's entry into the seedy bar marked the beginning of another dangerous venture in the unforgiving world of Shadowrun. The neon sign outside the establishment flickered sporadically, casting eerie shadows on the rain-soaked pavement. The streets outside echoed with the muted hum of distant gunfire and the occasional wail of sirens, a haunting symphony of urban decay. As they stepped through the grimy entrance, the atmosphere inside was a stark contrast to the neon facade. The dimly lit interior was thick with the acrid scent of synthetic smoke, mingling with the pungent aroma of stale beer and desperation. The clientele consisted of a motley crew of Shadowrunners, fixers, and denizens of the Barrens, all nursing their own secrets and schemes beneath the low-hanging haze of the bar's atmosphere. Sable Nightshade, Lirael Stormweaver, and Gralk Bloodfist moved with the precision of professionals through the labyrinthine layout of the establishment, their senses on high alert. Sable's mirrored sunglasses reflected the dim lighting, hiding her calculating gaze as she scanned the crowd for any potential threats or allies. Lirael's elven features and arcane tattoos drew occasional curious glances, while Gralk's imposing orcish stature made him an unwelcome presence to those who knew the rules of the Barrens. Their objective lay at the back of the bar, where a mysterious figure sat at a secluded table. Mr. Johnson, as they called them in the shadows, was shrouded in darkness, with a wide-brimmed hat casting a shadow over their face. The figure's attire exuded an air of refinement that sharply contrasted with the surroundings, marking them as a person of significant influence or wealth. The trio exchanged knowing glances, each acknowledging the risks and potential rewards of this meeting. In the chaotic world of Shadowrun, they were no strangers to dangerous liaisons, but the enigmatic nature of this Johnson raised their suspicions. Despite the countless jobs they had undertaken, the shadows held secrets that even the most experienced runners could not fathom. With a shared nod, they made their way toward the back table, ready to delve deeper into the shadows and uncover the mysteries that awaited them in the Redmond Barrens. Mr. Johnson, the enigmatic figure at the back table of the seedy bar, was a study in contrasts. Every aspect of their appearance and demeanor seemed carefully calculated to obscure their true identity and intentions. Draped in an impeccably tailored, charcoal gray suit that seemed to absorb the dim light of the bar, Mr. Johnson exuded an aura of refinement amidst the chaos. The The suit's fabric, though discreet, hinted at its extraordinary quality, whispering of affluence and power. The clothing was devoid of any ostentatious details or symbols, a deliberate choice to keep any corporate affiliations or personal allegiances hidden. Mr. Johnson's physical attributes were obscured beneath layers of mystery. A wide-brimmed hat cast a shadow over their face, concealing most facial features. Only the subtlest outline of their jaw and a hint of a stern expression could be glimpsed from the depths of the darkness. The hat's brim further shielded their eyes, leaving them shrouded in a veil of secrecy. Every movement of Mr. Johnson seemed deliberate and measured, as if they were accustomed to navigating treacherous waters with ease. Their hands, occasionally visible as they gestured to the empty chairs, were gloved in black leather, adding an additional layer of anonymity. Despite the poised exterior, there was an underlying tension, an acknowledgement that beneath the veneer of civility lay a dangerous and calculating mind. That set Mr. Johnson apart from the denizens of the Redmond Barrens was an unmistakable aura of control. It was the kind of presence that left an indelible mark on those who encountered it, an unspoken promise that they were a force to be reckoned with. Yet, it was this very aura that left the team with a lingering sense of unease, a feeling that there were deeper layers to this enigmatic figure than met the eye. In the shadowy world of Shadowrun, Mr. Johnson epitomized the ambiguity and intrigue that defined the landscape. As the team settled into their seats at the back table, they couldn't help but wonder what secrets lay behind the facade of this mysterious puppet master, and what perilous path they were about to tread at the behest of this enigmatic figure.
Good evening, runners.
Mr. Johnson began, his voice carrying a weight that left no doubt about the gravity of the mission.
I have a job for you. Retrieve a rare artifact, the Heart of Aztlan, from Aztechnology's secure facility.
The Heart of Aztlan was not just any relic, it was a legendary artifact of immense significance in the tumultuous world of Shadowrun. It was rumored to be a mystical gem of Aztechnology's ancient Aztec heritage, imbued with both potent magical properties and priceless historical value. Its facets sparkled with a deep, azure glow, a captivating hue reminiscent of the night sky. The artifact's origins traced back to the era of the Aztec civilization, an empire known for its extraordinary achievements in magic and technology. Legend spoke of the Heart of Aztlan as a source of immense power, a talisman that could bestow dominion over life and death. It was rumored to have played a pivotal role in ancient rituals, granting its wielder unparalleled control over magical forces. In the modern era, Aztechnology had laid claim to the artifact, leveraging its historical significance as a symbol of corporate prestige and a testament to their grasp over the past and the future. The corporation had invested heavily in safeguarding the Heart of Aztlan within their secure facility, protected by an impenetrable web of magical wards, advanced security systems, and an army of loyal guards. To say that it was a well-guarded relic would be an understatement. The artifact had recently become a focal point in the ongoing tensions between Aztechnology and rival megacorporations. Whispers of its potential to reshape the balance of power in the shadowy corporate world had reached fever pitch. The mere possession of the Heart of Aztlan could mean the difference between dominance and vulnerability in the relentless corporate warfare. The mission to retrieve the Heart of Aztlan was not merely an ordinary run, it was a high-stakes gamble with the potential to reshape the shadows. Mr. Johnson's words hung in the air like a heavy cloud, underscoring the perilous nature of the task. The team understood that the artifact's retrieval was essential not just for its monetary value, but for the potential influence it could bestow upon the faction that controlled it. As the weight of the mission settled upon their shoulders, Sable, Lirael, and Gralk exchanged glances, their expressions a mix of determination and trepidation. The Heart of Aztlan was more than just a relic, it was a catalyst for power, and the world of Shadowrun would be forever altered by its fate. With the gravity of the mission hanging in the air like an unspoken oath, the team, composed of Sable Nightshade, Lirael Stormweaver, and Gralk Bloodfist, shared a silent moment of contemplation. The bar's ambient sounds faded into the background as they weighed the risks against the potential rewards. Sable Nightshade broke the silence first, her voice low and measured.
This isn't going to be a walk in the park. Aztechnology doesn't take kindly to uninvited guests.
Mr. Johnson acknowledged her concerns with a subtle nod.
True, Ms. Nightshade. But I believe that your team possesses the skill set required for this endeavor.
Lirael Stormweaver leaned forward, her piercing gaze locked onto the enigmatic figure across the table.
And what's in it for us, Mr. Johnson? Retrieving a priceless artifact sounds like a perilous endeavor.
A faint, knowing smile played at the corners of Mr. Johnson's lips.
Your compensation will be substantial, rest assured. But consider this more than just a simple job. The Heart of Aztlan holds power that could reshape the corporate landscape.
Gralk Bloodfist spoke up, his voice a low growl.
We're not just doing this for the Nuyen. If we take this job, it's because we understand the stakes.
Mr. Johnson leaned back in his seat, the darkness of their attire blending into the shadowy backdrop.
Excellent. I anticipated nothing less from a team of your caliber. You have 24 hours to prepare. Your contact will provide you with further details.
The team exchanged glances, the unspoken agreement forming among them. Sable nodded, her mirrored sunglasses reflecting Mr. Johnson's image for the last time. With the acceptance of the mission, the trio had set themselves on a path into the treacherous depths of the Redmond Barrens and the shadows beyond. The enigmatic Mr. Johnson, their mysterious benefactor, had orchestrated a venture that would test their mettle, challenge their skills, and potentially alter the course of Shadowrun's relentless corporate warfare. As they rose from their seats and began to depart the seedy bar, they couldn't shake the feeling that they had just taken the first step into a web of intrigue that would change their lives forever. The team, having accepted the high-stakes mission to retrieve the Heart of Aztlan, gathered in a dimly lit safehouse nestled within the labyrinthine alleys of the Redmond Barrens. It was a place far removed from the neon chaos of the outside world, cloaked in shadows and hidden from prying eyes. As they entered, the creaking door closed behind them, muffling the distant sounds of the Barrens. The safehouse was a stark contrast to the seedy bar where they had met Mr. Johnson. Dim, cold, and sparsely furnished, it radiated an air of secrecy and anonymity. A single, flickering overhead bulb cast erratic patterns of light and shadow across the room, revealing exposed brick walls, worn wooden floors, and a table cluttered with an array of high-tech gear and weaponry. Sable began setting up her cyberdeck, her fingers dancing gracefully across the holographic interface. The soft hum of her equipment filled the room as she established a secure connection to the outside world, ensuring their communications remained encrypted and untraceable. Lirael sat cross-legged in a corner of the room, her grimoire open before her. Arcane symbols and mystical diagrams glowed faintly on its pages as she delved into her magical studies. She prepared protective spells and wards, knowing that the Heart of Aztlan was rumored to be guarded by powerful enchantments. Gralk leaned against a wall, his cybernetic eyes scanning the room for any potential threats. He checked and rechecked his weaponry, ensuring that every piece was meticulously maintained and ready for the impending mission. In the midst of their preparations, the team members exchanged terse glances and nods, their unspoken camaraderie a testament to the trust that had developed through countless runs together. The safe house provided them with a moment of respite, a fleeting oasis of calm before they ventured into the storm. The air was thick with anticipation as they finalized their plans, shared pertinent information, and solidified their roles for the mission ahead. Their steps were synchronized, their movements deliberate, and their determination unwavering. In the dimly lit safe house, surrounded by the trappings of their trade, the trio of Shadowrunners readied themselves to embark on a perilous journey into the heart of corporate intrigue, where the fate of the Heart of Aztlan and the balance of power in the shadows hung in the balance. As the hours stretched on in the dimly lit safe house, the team's preparations for their mission to retrieve the Heart of Aztlan intensified. Each member meticulously equipped themselves with gear tailored to their specialized roles and practiced their responsibilities for the upcoming endeavor. Sable, the master of the digital realm, hunched over her cyberdeck, her fingers dancing across the holographic keys with the precision of a virtuoso pianist. She double-checked her hacking programs, ensuring they were up to date and loaded with the latest exploits. Her augmented neural interface buzzed with activity as she initiated practice runs, simulating breaches into secure systems. In the flickering light of her terminal, lines of code danced before her eyes, like a digital ballet of intrusion and evasion. Lirael continued to pore over her grimoire, her focus unwavering. She practiced incantations and gestures, channeling her magical energies with exquisite control. Arcane flames flickered from her fingertips as she conjured illusions, tested protective wards, and ensured her astral sight was attuned to the subtleties of the magical realm. Her ethereal presence resonated with the flow of mana as she sought to strengthen her connection with the arcane forces that would be essential in facing the enchanted defenses guarding the Heart of Aztlan. Gralk meticulously cleaned and calibrated his cyberware and weaponry. His cyber-enhanced reflexes were honed to perfection as he engaged in combat simulations, his movements precise and deadly. The whir of servos and the click of reloading ammunition filled the room as he practiced with his favored weapons, a sleek, silenced pistol and a menacing, retractable cybersword. His combat skills were a testament to years of training and augmentation, and he was a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield. During their preparations, the team frequently convened to share information, fine-tune their tactics, and discuss the nuances of the mission. They mapped out escape routes, contingency plans, and responses to various scenarios that might unfold during the heist. Under the cover of night, the team, their faces concealed by helmets and masks, left the dimly lit safe house and embarked on their mission to infiltrate the heavily fortified Aztechnology facility. The Redmond Barrens were veiled in darkness, a sprawling maze of decaying infrastructure and hidden dangers. As they neared their destination, the looming presence of the Aztechnology facility cast a foreboding shadow over the horizon. Its towering corporate structure, adorned with neon logos and surveillance cameras, was a testament to the corporation's power and influence. The team moved like phantoms through the night, navigating the labyrinthine streets of the Barrens with a calculated grace. Their helmets featured built-in low-light vision, allowing them to see in the darkness without the need for external lights. They avoided the watchful eyes of patrolling security drones and occasional wandering gang members, slipping through the cracks in the city's defenses. The Aztechnology facility loomed closer, its perimeter guarded by towering walls crowned with razor wire. The team located a sewer entrance, a hidden gateway into the underbelly of the corporate stronghold. Sable, with her expertise in bypassing electronic security, quickly disarmed the security protocols on the sewer access hatch. They descended into the dank and labyrinthine sewers, their footsteps muffled by the steady flow of murky water. The path was treacherous, lined with corroded pipes and the distant echoes of vermin scurrying in the darkness. After what felt like an eternity, they reached a concealed access point that led into the heart of the Aztechnology facility. With a final check of their gear and a shared, resolute nod, they moved forward, prepared to confront the magical wards, security systems, and guards that awaited them in the shadows of the corporate stronghold. The team, their faces hidden behind masks and their movements synchronized, infiltrated the Aztechnology facility with the precision of a well-oiled machine. The interior was a stark contrast to the grimy Redmond Barrens outside, sterile, immaculate, and controlled with corporate precision. They moved through the facility's labyrinthine corridors, their steps soundless on the polished floors. The soft hum of concealed security cameras and the distant murmur of corporate employees working late added to the tension in the air. The facility was a maze of endless corridors and identical doors, but Sable's cyberdeck allowed her to map their progress and identify the path to the vault. Lirael extended her senses into the astral plane, detecting the subtle shimmer of protective enchantments. With practiced precision, she wove a veil of illusion to shield the team from the magical surveillance, making them appear as mere shadows in the arcane landscape. Gralk, the Orc Street samurai, moved forward to confront the security checkpoint guarding their path. He approached two armed guards, his movements fluid and calculated. In a quick, silent takedown, he incapacitated the guards before they could raise an alarm. Their unconscious bodies were hidden in a maintenance closet, leaving no trace of their presence. With the checkpoint cleared, the team pressed on, their objective clear, reached the vault. Along the way, they encountered more security measures, laser grids, biometric scanners, and retinal scanners. Each obstacle was overcome with a combination of Sable's hacking prowess, Lirael's magical finesse, and Gralk's physical expertise. The team moved like shadows, bypassing the defenses without setting off a single alarm. Finally, they reached the entrance to the heavily guarded vault. Its imposing steel door stood as the last barrier between them and the Heart of Aztlan. It was a door rumored to be impenetrable, a final fortress guarding the priceless artifact. As they approached the vault's entrance, they could feel the weight of the moment pressing down on them. With a shared glance and a nod, they set their sights on the final obstacle, ready to face whatever dangers lay ahead in their quest to secure the Heart of Aztlan. Breaking into the heavily fortified vault was the culmination of the team's meticulous planning and precise execution. The door, a massive steel barrier, loomed before them like a final challenge that had to be conquered. The security measures were formidable, but they were a team of Shadowrunners with unmatched skills and determination. Sable approached the vault door with a confident stride. Her cyberdeck was poised to interface with the security systems. She initiated a complex series of hacks, targeting the door's electronic controls and surveillance systems. Lines of code scrolled rapidly across her holographic interface as she exploited vulnerabilities and bypassed layers of encryption. Lirael extended her hands toward the vault door, weaving intricate runes in the air. A shimmering barrier of ethereal energy enveloped the team, protecting them from any magical countermeasures that might be triggered by their intrusion. Gralk stood ready, his cyber-enhanced muscles tensed for action. He knew that if things went south, he would have to confront the physical defenses head-on. As Sable's fingers flew across her cyberdeck's interface, there was a moment of tense anticipation. The vault door's electronic locks whirred and clicked, its mechanical components responding to her expert manipulation. The last line of defense fell, and with a triumphant grin, she signaled to the team. The team entered the vault, their footsteps echoing in the sterile chamber. Inside, they found the Heart of Aztlan resting on a pedestal, its azure glow illuminating the room. It was a mesmerizing sight, the artifact radiating both immense power and historical significance.
We've got it. But be prepared for company. This can't be that easy.
Lirael whispered. Sure enough, as they approached the Heart of Aztlan, an alarm began to blare, and the vault's massive door began to close, sealing them inside. Security protocols had been triggered, and they were not alone. The team readied themselves for what lay ahead, knowing that their successful heist was far from over. The Heart of Aztlan was in their possession, but their escape from the vault and the Aztechnology facility would require them to face the full might of the corporation's security forces. As the team made a hasty retreat from the vault, the massive steel door began to close with a resounding thud. Their path back was rapidly diminishing, and the looming threat of being trapped within the corporate stronghold spurred them into action. Lirael extended her hands once more, this time directing her magical prowess toward the closing door. A surge of energy flowed from her fingertips, pushing against the massive steel barrier. Sparks of arcane energy crackled around her as she strained against the door's movement. As the team made their way towards the closing vault door, a squad of Aztechnology security personnel emerged from the shadows, their armored forms equipped with an array of weapons. The corridor ahead was quickly filling with gunfire and flashing laser sights as the security forces attempted to halt the Shadowrunner's escape. Sable, keeping a cool head under pressure, continued to interface with her cyberdeck. She initiated a series of countermeasures and diversions, causing the facility's security systems to malfunction and creating digital chaos throughout the area. The distraction bought them precious seconds, but time was running out. Lirael and Gralk dashed towards the narrowing gap of the closing door, their hearts pounding with adrenaline. With Lirael's magical support and Gralk's unyielding determination, they managed to squeeze through just in the nick of time. Sable, the last to pass, narrowly avoided the encroaching door, her cyberdeck clutched tightly to her chest. As the vault door finally sealed, cutting them off from the relentless Aztechnology security forces, the alarms outside grew distant, their cacophony fading into the background. The team had successfully secured the Heart of Aztlan, but their escape from the facility was far from assured. They stood on the precipice of a perilous journey through the labyrinthine depths of the corporate stronghold, where danger lurked around every corner and the shadows held secrets that threatened to engulf them. With the vault door sealing behind them, the team found themselves plunged into a pitched battle against the determined Aztechnology security forces. The narrow corridor echoed with the deafening roar of gunfire, and strobing flashes of red laser sights cut through the dimly lit passage. Gralk, the imposing Orc Street samurai, took point, his cyber-enhanced reflexes and combat skills making him a formidable force against the onslaught of corporate mercenaries. He returned fire with precision, his silenced pistol barking as he aimed for the advancing security personnel. Lirael, the elven mage, extended her hands, conjuring shimmering barriers of arcane energy that absorbed incoming bullets and deflected them harmlessly away. Her magical prowess provided vital protection as the team pushed forward inch by inch. Sable remained cool under fire, her mirrored sunglasses reflecting the chaos around her. She initiated a counter-hacking program attempting to disrupt the security team's communications and coordination, adding an extra layer of chaos to the firefight. The gunfight raged on in the dimly lit corridor of the Aztechnology facility, and it was a brutal, chaotic ballet of violence and survival. The team, comprising Sable Nightshade, Lirael Stormweaver, and Gralk Bloodfist, fought with unmatched skill and tenacity against the relentless onslaught of Aztechnology's highly trained security forces. Gralk's pistol barked in his hand, sending rounds accurately down the corridor. His cybernetic reflexes allowed him to target foes with ruthless precision. Each shot found its mark, incapacitating security personnel one by one, but more were always on the way. Lirael's magical barriers shimmered around the team, deflecting bullets and spells alike. But even her formidable magic had its limits, and the force of the incoming attack strained her concentration. The corridor became a maelstrom of chaos and destruction. Bullets struck the walls, sending showers of sparks and debris into the air. The team returned fire with deadly accuracy, taking down security personnel as they tried to advance. Bloodstains painted the sterile white walls, evidence of the fierce battle. Sable's hacking skills proved crucial as she manipulated the security team's communication systems. The mercenaries' coordination faltered, their shouts and orders devolving into confusion. However, victory came at a price. Gralk, despite his cybernetic enhancements, sustained a gunshot wound to his shoulder. Blood seeped through his armor, and he grimaced in pain as he continued to fight. The team's determination remained unwavering. They pressed forward, inching closer to their escape route while pushing the Aztechnology security forces back. Smoke from expended ammunition and the acrid scent of burnt magic filled the corridor. The resolution of the first firefight came with a final, desperate push. Lirael summoned a wave of magical energy, disorienting the remaining security personnel. Gralk, wounded but resolute, charged forward, his cybersword extended. With a powerful swing, he incapacitated the last of the mercenaries, sending them sprawling. The corridor was now eerily silent, the battle's intensity having given way to a tense calm. The team's faces were etched with fatigue, and their injuries served as grim reminders of the price they had paid for their success. The team had survived the first harrowing firefight, but their journey to escape the Aztechnology facility was far from over. With injuries to tend to and no time to waste, they knew that they had to continue their daring escape. Navigating the treacherous depths of the corporate stronghold as they sought to return to the shadows of the Redmond Barrens with the Heart of Aztlan still in their possession. Despite the intensity of the firefight, the team's determination never wavered. They knew that their escape from the Aztechnology facility depended on their ability to overcome the heavily armed opposition. With every burst of gunfire and every spell cast, they inched closer to breaking through the corporate defenses and returning to the shadows of the Redmond Barrens with the Heart of Aztlan in tow. With the echoes of the fierce firefights still ringing in their ears, the team, battered and bruised, pushed forward through the labyrinthine corridors of the Aztechnology facility. Their escape hung in the balance, and they left behind a trail of defeated guards, the fallen mercenaries serving as grim markers of their progress. Gralk, wounded but relentless, led the way, his cybersword at the ready, poised for any security personnel that might attempt to block their path. Sable Nightshade and Lirael Stormweaver followed closely behind, their senses on high alert for any signs of pursuit. The facility's alarms continued to blare in the distance, and the team could hear the distant sounds of corporate response teams mobilizing. Time was running out, and they knew they had to reach their exit before reinforcements arrived in full force. As they moved through the sterile, featureless corridors, they encountered occasional pockets of resistance. Security personnel responding to the alarm attempted to stem their escape. However, the team's resolve and battle-hardened skills proved too much for their adversaries. Grok's cybersword flashed, Sable's pistol barked, and Lirael's spells created barriers that deflected bullets and magic alike. Each skirmish was a desperate struggle, but the team's unity and experience prevailed. They fought their way through, leaving a wake of fallen guards in their path. With their destination in sight, the team redoubled their efforts. They navigated the facility's twists and turns with precision, using their knowledge of the layout and their unique skills to outmaneuver and outgun their pursuers. Finally, they reached their exit point, a hidden service door that led to a maintenance tunnel beneath the facility. It was their last chance to escape before the full might of Aztechnology's security descended upon them. The team burst through the service door, leaving it ajar as they raced into the dark, claustrophobic tunnel. The alarms and chaos of the facility faded into the distance, replaced by the echoing sounds of their footsteps and their ragged breaths. As they ran through the winding tunnels, their objective clear, to reach the surface and return to the Redmond Barrens, they couldn't shake the feeling that they had narrowly escaped the jaws of a corporate behemoth. Their mission to secure the Heart of Aztlan had been a perilous journey, and the shadows of the Redmond Barrens beckoned as their sanctuary, promising a brief respite before the next phase of their adventure. After a harrowing escape from the Aztechnology facility, the team retreated to their safehouse. The dimly lit sanctuary provided a brief respite from the chaos of their mission and the relentless pursuit by the corporation's security forces. It was a place where they could regroup, tend to their wounds, and prepare for the final phase of their operation, the handoff of the Heart of Aztlan. The Heart of Aztlan, the priceless artifact they had risked everything for, rested securely on a table in the safehouse, its azure glow casting an otherworldly light in the room. Sable, the team's decker, settled into her usual role, her fingers dancing across the holographic interface of her cyberdeck. She meticulously erased any traces of their presence in the facility's security systems, covering their tracks in the digital realm. Lirael, the elven mage, began a meticulous ritual, ensuring that no lingering magical signatures would betray their location or their connection to the Heart of Aztlan. As they cleaned up and unloaded some of their gear, they knew that the next phase of their operation was crucial, the handoff to their contact. It was the final step in securing their payment and ensuring the safe transfer of the artifact to the interested party. With their preparations complete, the team set out to meet their contact, a figure shrouded in secrecy who had orchestrated the entire operation. They knew that the handoff would be a delicate and potentially dangerous process, but they had come this far, and the Heart of Aztlan was within their grasp. Leaving the safe house behind, they embarked on the final leg of their journey, ready to conclude their daring mission and secure their hard-earned reward. The shadows of the Redmond Barrens concealed their movements as they ventured into the unknown, their trust in one another and their skills as Shadowrunners serving as their only allies in the unforgiving world of corporate intrigue and magic. The handoff of the Heart of Aztlan was a clandestine affair, a meeting of shadow and intrigue that would determine the fate of the priceless artifact. The team, comprised of Sable Nightshade, Lirael Stormweaver, and Gralk Bloodfist, arrived at the prearranged location in the heart of the Redmond Barrens. The neon glow of the Barrens cast eerie, shifting colors on the graffiti-covered walls, adding an air of surrealism to the rendezvous. As they waited in the designated alley, the tension in the air was palpable. The Heart of Aztlan, safely secured in a nondescript briefcase, rested on the ground between them. They exchanged silent glances, each member keenly aware of the risks and uncertainties that came with the handoff. Minutes ticked by like hours, and then, from the shadows, a figure emerged, a shadowy silhouette shrouded in a long coat and a wide-brimmed hat. The figure's identity was concealed, a necessary precaution in the world of shadowrunning. The figure produced a cred stick, a digital currency storage device, and placed it on the ground. The exchange was to be swift and precise, each party taking their desired item and retreating into the shadows without further interaction. But as Grok and Lirael stepped forward to retrieve the cred stick, the tension in the air suddenly escalated. A distant hum of cyberware and the soft click of a gun's safety being disengaged signaled a sudden betrayal. From the surrounding darkness emerged a group of armed mercenaries poised to strike. The team reacted with lightning speed. Grok and Lirael dove for cover behind nearby crates as bullets ripped through the air. Sable, her reflexes honed to a razor's edge, rolled to the side and returned fire, her silent pistol barking as she aimed for the mercenaries closing in. The firefight was intense and unforgiving. The Barrens reverberated with the cacophony of gunfire, and the shadows themselves seemed to come alive with danger. Gralk, wounded from their earlier escape, fought with a grim determination, his cybersword cleaving through their attackers. Lirael, her magical abilities unleashed, summoned a storm of arcane energy that sent shockwaves rippling through the alley, incapacitating the mercenaries and sending them sprawling. But the danger was far from over, and more mercenaries lurked in the shadows. With their teamwork and combat skills pushed to the limit, the team managed to overcome the ambush, defeating their attackers one by one. In the aftermath, the shadowy figure, their contact, emerged from hiding, seemingly unfazed by the chaos. With the ambush thwarted and their payment secured, the team was left to catch their breath amid the shattered crates and bullet-ridden walls of the alley. The Heart of Aztlan remained safely in their possession, but the shadows of betrayal and uncertainty lingered as they realized that their world of shadowrunning was as treacherous as ever. With the firefight finally extinguished and the shadows of betrayal momentarily receding, the team regrouped in the dimly lit alley, their breaths heavy and their bodies marked by the intensity of the ambush. The Heart of Aztlan, the priceless artifact they had risked everything for, remained secure in its nondescript briefcase. The shadowy figure gave no response. Instead, they reached into their coat and produced a second cred stick, a different one from the initial exchange. The cred stick was placed on the ground, its digital readout indicating a significant increase in funds compared to the original payment. The team exchanged cautious glances, wary of the figure's true intentions. The shadowy figure remained enigmatic, offering no answers. Then seemed to melt into the shadows, a specter of the night, as they took a step back, distancing themselves from the team. Sable scooped up the cred stick containing their payment and securing it with the Heart of Aztlan. The team understood the futility of pressing for answers from a figure who thrived in the world of shadows and secrets. The shadowy figure disappeared into the night, leaving the team to tend to their injuries and reflect on the perilous nature of their profession. The handoff had been successful and their reward was secure, but the Shadowrunners knew that in their line of work, trust was a rare commodity and the boundaries between allies and adversaries were often blurred in the darkness. With the Heart of Aztlan and their payment secured, the team decided to retreat to a safer location, one far removed from the prying eyes of the corporate world. They knew that in the shadows, safety was often a fleeting concept, and their next move required careful consideration. Their journey through the world of Shadowrun had been fraught with danger, intrigue, and uncertainty. It was a world where magic and technology collided, where Shadowrunners thrived in the chaos of the 2070s. The team's latest mission had tested their mettle and unity, leaving them with both scars and rewards. As they faded into the night, the Heart of Aztlan tucked away in the shadows, they knew that their next venture waited. The world of shadowrunning was unforgiving, but it was also a realm of boundless opportunity for those daring enough to navigate its treacherous paths. And so, as the neon lights of the Redmond Barrens flickered above them, the team moved forward, ready to face whatever challenges the shadows would cast their way in the sprawling, ever-evolving world of Shadowrun.